just being with grief, being in presence with the story of our lineage, surviving. And we'll exhale in some sighs together, making a little sound, still helping folks stay focused in their process, but a little exhale together. Breathing in. Bringing in some movement to these places of frozen grief as you breathe in and exhale a sigh. Really gentle movement, probably a little less than you think. Helping the spiral, just move the energy, allowing it to be tended to, breathing in. Continuing to breathe in and sigh with sound as I speak, allowing your body to make some sound. Let me hear your exhale. Feeling the tenderness of lineage as we breathe in, breathe out. Let me hear your exhales as I share these prayers. Keep exhaling. Praying dignity into our ancestral lines. Blessings of healing, of presence to this reality we share now. These modern times of empire that need us alive and tending grief. Aware in our communities. Healing and rooted. Praying blessings to any areas of aversion or shame or guilt that we carry within our ancestry. Any concepts that we have of bad ancestors. Breathing softness to them. Breathing connection. Awakening any lines that have been constricted. Unspoken pains that have driven apart families. That have frozen grief, just breathing a softening to them. Tending with care through our breath to ancestors who were harmed and perpetuated harm. Ancestors who felt they had little choice. Ancestors who experienced soul loss and fracture from surviving. Ancestors who forgot their true nature of belonging and reciprocity. Breathing life back into these ancestors. Exhaling. Welcoming them. Giving dignity to them. Allowing them to heal with your body and through you in incarnate form. Blessing your own life, knowing each act of dignity and connection and belonging is a restoring and a healing to these stories. Knowing these ancestors are still here, they are not past tense. And through us they move and they heal. Sending a message of safety to these ancestors. There is enough. We are safe. There is enough. We can protect each other now. Breathing into the grief that they carry. Breathing beauty there, beauty of resilience. We've learned so much through these millennia, so much through this surviving, shape-shifting, assimilating, holding dear what it means to gather still, knowing we have carried parts of ancestry that have survived, sacred gifts and medicine, exhaling them, merging together the past ancestors, the old, old ones, beyond empire, beyond colonialism, in the land of bounty, in the land of relationship to spirit, to flora, to fauna. Just calling these ancestors into the root, knowing they're here, these ancestors who remember and know how to live well together, know how to honor water, know how to pray to sky. Ancestors of deep language, allowing the feeling of language on your tongue. Tens and thousands of languages through millennia of land, of water and wind, allowing your tongue to tingle with ancestral language. Sounds that this tongue has held, knowings and ways of belonging. Exhaling into your feet, ancestral feet who have walked in a good way, old ancestral feet. Climbed mountaintops and trees, ran along trails in the forest, ran for joy and ran for survival. Breathing into your hands, making fire, making food, holding babies, holding elders as they pass, crafting with the land, giving gratitude to these bodies for everything that they've held. Tapping for a moment back into that grief of being severed, the impact of that on feet, on hearts, on hands, on breath, expanding and breathing through the constriction that we've experienced, the tightening, loosening it, making way for the future ancestors of feet, of heart, of hands, of breath. Exhaling and making imaginal space for the ancestors to come. The ancestors who work in a good way with modernity. Ancestors of multicultural and multi-species belonging. Exhaling and offering to them. An offering of creativity, of devotion, that they exist, they're here, they're healing with the earth, helping carbonate the soil, clear the waterways, undam the rivers. They're here doing the good work with bountiful salmon, old growth trees, still surviving, welcoming in through our exhale and offering, maybe breathing into your hands, to the future ancestor hands who are to come. Remember, also outside of bloodline, not all of us will have children, knowing that our hands still continue on as the cells fall from them to the land and are regenerated again in new life forms, making offerings of our breath, welcoming in future ancestors of belonging, fusing modernity and village life in a good way, our body points connecting the thread. Thank you so much, future ancestors. We know you're coming, we know you're here. We believe in you. May every act of dignity and kindness and expanding capacity for discomfort to listen in these times be an offering. May we learn more and more how to merge in multi-species way of honor, in multicultural's way. May we do the good work. May we expand and work with discomfort as a friend. Bringing in blessings from Alyx's workshop yesterday, saying discomfort is the master teacher. Befriending our discomfort, recognizing that there were times, and for people presently on this earth, there are times when discomfort means death, and using our privilege as ancestors in the heart of empire, right? This is what we're working with in this country. The heart of the place causing mass devastation and destruction, to make offerings of our discomfort, to have conversations rooted in resilience, in compassion, moving in the space beyond shame, beyond blame, seeing ourselves reflected in all beings. When we have notions to judge for harm caused, noticing how that harm happens in our own body, ways we perpetuate and softening, making an offering of this discomfort to be present with how we corroborate with these systems, these oppressive power over systems, softening them in our body, making humble ourselves to the reality so that they can heal through us. Before we move to our next exercise, this prayer, softening to empire. Speaking to the spirit of empire and colonialism, you are made of ancestors, you are a part of us. Help us listen and feed you. Show us what you need to be whole. We call you back into wholeness. We welcome in our spiritual agency and sovereignty of being together in this way. We are not separate from you. We open our eyes to the pain of this world, to genocide, to ecocide, to mass devastation, to starving children, to grieving mothers, to hurting fathers who can't protect our family. We welcome our complicity in this with growth and change. We humble ourselves to the reality of what it means to be ancestors in the capital of empire during these times. Take an exhale here. Show us how to move forward in a good way. Help us remember who we are. Help us have the conversations that build bridges. Help us soften our own pain and judgment so that we can be present with this, so that we can be companions for moving culture, for healing culture, so that we can notice when we are perpetuating supremacy, power over culture and dominion, and take a breath to first forgive and accept these ways that we've learned to survive and then soften them, make them offerings. To notice in our intimate relations when we are overstepping, when we are enacting dominance, to soften, to apologize, to learn, to make offerings of our mistakes which are inherent. We will contribute harm. Breathing into that reality, breathe in, we will contribute harm. Exhale, and we will be present. We will make offerings of these mistakes, these mishaps of being human to move forward culture, softening our bodies, welcoming the whole story, the nuanced beauty of what it means to be a people. Empire, please help us, show us what you need. May we be a people through struggling alongside you, through seeing the ravage on our phones, the world over and here. People being murdered, people being kidnapped, close to home. Help us be present with you, Empire. Show us what you need. Help us see in every act of dignity and kindness a returning to our true nature, an offering to our future ancestors. We're here with you. You belong to us, Empire. You belong to us, colonialism. Let us love you back to wholeness. Exhaling here. We'll take 3 breaths. And we have about 10 minutes left together. And we'll close with triads. It's one of my favorite exercises from my elder Lawrence Cole. So we'll softly move our bodies into groups of 3. We don't need a social battery. We're not going to share with words. But just seeing who's around us to get into a group of 3. Not introducing ourselves with words, just being in our group resonance. Slowly moving our bodies. Turning around to face. Only touching if touch is asked for. Maybe raising your hand if you're in a group of 2 who could use one more. If you're in a group of 2, raise your hand and you need one more. Looks like there are 3 groups of 2. We can do 1 group of 4. Oh, you guys got a 3? Okay, raise your hand if you need one more. All right, those 2 that need one more, would you guys join and be a group of 4? Could you walk over to each other? Thank you, guys. All right. They're right over there. Raise your hands. Yeah, thank you. All right, taking some breaths together. You can look at your group if you'd like, but you don't need to. You can just feel the resonance, feel your energy in your hearts, joining beats. Just breathing in a kindness, recognizing the thousands of people that sit in front of you now. Thousands of spirit bodies, animal bodies, so beautiful. Sharing presence with them. Now bringing back, calling forth that essence of our original medicine. That presence of just existing. The inherent gift we have for the collective from the essence of our being. So this doesn't have to be a word. Or I had said we can find our original medicine in what we most value, but it doesn't have to be a value. It can just be your essence. The presence of your most being. Just letting that permeate your body, feeling it in your heart. With each exhale, letting it expand to your limbs. Letting it overlap with your group. Now in this nest of our essence, calling forth the work that we've just done, breathing and exhaling into our ancestral grief. Reckoning with the reality of being taken from our ancestral indigenous practices. The hardship of survival, allowing this to be present, tender in the heart as well. Maybe calling it in with a sore spot on your body that holds stress or trauma. Letting that sensation of physical or chronic pain to be a representative for ancestral grief, held within the nest of your essence. Now, asking your body for some simple movement to reflect this merging of essence, of gift, of original medicine, and of grief. Of being present and reckoning with the reality of what it means to have lived through colonialism, to have been taken from our ways of being with land and language and community, and to regain with the future ancestors, to make creative new ways, to call back our village belonging, but in a multicultural way, all together on this land. So that through line, it's not very linear, but essence, grief, the resilience and pain of survival, and the future merging in a good way. Breathing here. And we're going to ask our ancestral bodies, so asking the thousands of folks, human and non-human, for a very simple movement that's an offering. So one of my teachers, Sabonfu Somé of the Dagara people of Burkina Faso, she says, as childlike as possible is best. So keeping it very, very simple, not contrived. It does not have to look spiritual. Looking as simple as possible, some kind of movement. Gathering this all together, this offering of original medicine, of resilience, of trauma, of severance, of future ancestor blessing. Just a very simple offering. Something childlike and from the heart. Keeping your eyes closed, and go ahead. Take a minute now to see what comes. See the shape of an offering. About 3 more breaths here. Keeping your eyes closed. Resting your movement for just a moment here. And before we do our closing offering together in our triads, we'll sing our song. And we'll bring our movements into our song. I'll tell you when, in a couple rounds. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here. For all our relations. For all our relations. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here. For all our relations. For all our relations. Now bringing your movements and your offerings. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here. For all our relations. For all our relations. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here. For all our relations. For all our relations. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here. For all our relations. For all our relations. Pause. You guys sound very beautiful. Thank you for your offerings. So for this last part, we'll take turns and we'll sing it through. Each time we'll shift the person in our triad who is making their offering, and we're offering their offering with them. So the person who's closest to me right now, raise your hand. All right, so you'll start us. And so you'll go ahead and just offer your offering, and we'll offer together. So this is just reclaiming our communal prayer, the spiritual sovereignty that we have together beyond language. Yeah, to move water, to heal land. So these offerings to our ancestors we're doing together, one at a time. We'll go clockwise, so the person to your left after you start. And we'll sing a verse making the offerings, and then we'll get out of here about let me see. Yeah. About 1:05-ish. And when we do move later, we'll make sure to make good space. Aaron Johnson's workshop is at 1:15. So we'll do that transition kind of quick. But for now, taking a breath. First person, starting now with a silent breath, showing us your offering. And 1, 2, 3. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here. For all our relations. For all our relations. One more time, actually. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here. For all our relations. All right, second person, show us your offering. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here for all our relations. One more time, making their offering with them. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here for all our relations, for all our relations. Third person, show us your offering. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here for all our relations, for all our relations. Again. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here for all our relations, for all our relations. All right, we have one group of four, so we'll sing it 3 more times. That group of 4 will do their 4th person, and we'll make our offerings in our groups all together. We can witness each other in our different offerings, and for that group of 4, you'll offer with your 4th person. All right. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here for all our relations, for all our relations. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here for all our relations, for all our relations. Resting your bodies. We'll sing it 2 more times softly, using our voice as our offering. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here for all our relations, for all our relations. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Hey, oh ancestors, hear us. Help us to be here. Help us to grieve here. Help us to heal here for all our relations, for all our relations. Pausing, breathing here, 3 breaths. Finding a gentle way to hold your body, a hug or a hand on your thigh. Breathing gratitude and thank you to these ancestral bodies. Thank you for surviving. Thank you for being a part of the whole. Softly opening your eyes. The space, making kind eyes to your triad group. Recognizing them for the thousands of beings behind them and in front of them. And we're going to transition out of this space in a moment. Just wanted to tell you guys about my work before we move. My name is Alyx Somas. I identify as a native Northern American from multiple tribal and detribalized people north and south of the contrived US-Mexico border. And my work right now is this work. It's ancestral healing, cultural revival, and really building bridges across lines. I'm mostly working in European heritage communities because that's who's in the Pacific Northwest in these circles lately. And I'm really being welcomed for my ancestral healing work and just extending a hand for the ways that our ancestries have interacted and how they will interact going forward, which is in a good way. Being so grateful for all of the honor and respect that we're seeing in these gatherings, in this way of coming together, dancing and singing. So my work is just boosting this bridge work, boosting this collectivity. It's called the Collectivity Project. So thank you for being here. Anything that you shared that you'd like to share of my work, please credit me, Alyx, Somas, Collectivity Project. And welcoming in any reciprocity, whether that's following the Instagram page or supporting me with some gas or food money. This is my full-time thing right now. I'm leaning into it, and I could use visibility online, sharing my work, and I could use from anyone who has financial resource and would like to sponsor and donor literally like $10 for gas up in reciprocity. We have this thing in my culture called gift economy. So that's not a specific number to something, but it's saying when we receive, we give, whatever that looks like. And it's nice when it's more than words back. I love hearing how my work impacts and changes, but I would also love to receive something that feels like a gift. And so I also got this email list here, and would love to have conversation too. It's so busy here, but sharing a moment of heart or something that clicked for you in this, welcome to receiving that. And really wanting to boost the work of my mentors, Lawrence Cole, who's up in Port Townsend doing grief and communal song, Aaron Johnson, who will be in here in like 8 minutes. Beautiful work, changed my life. And Ollie Blakely, who's doing grief work and ancestral work, and has sessions called Grieving White Supremacy, which are really, really beautiful and tender. And just so much gratitude to these ancestral bodies. And taking a moment to ask yourself, what is my commitment to my essence? How can I bring that forward? What does that look like to bring my original medicine into my intimate relationships? What does it look like to hold my original medicine as I see the devastation of empire? What does dignity look like as we walk forward? And a last question, what kind of reciprocity am I willing to give this Indigenous person who shared some teachings with me? What does that look like for me? What feels right, not like an obligation, but like a gift? Does that look like a follow? Does it look like a Venmo? Am I interested in continuing work? And just disrupting the legacy of Indigenous sharing without reciprocity and without due credit. So stepping into that, asking for support, reciprocity. And as we exit this space, also being mindful of your body and your interactions, being tender with the work that came up. Before you go to sleep, it could be good to make an offering to the trees or to the land, breath or pee, and just like being intentional. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you for the healing. A lot of tenderness came up. Could use some hugs today.